Alright, so this happened last year, and I still can't really make sense of it. I was doing some freelance photography and ended up taking this weird gig that had me shooting photos of remote cabins for a real estate site. They wanted authentic shots, so I'd drive way out to these old places, take some moody photos, and leave. It was easy money, and I thought it'd be a breeze. One of the cabins was way up in the mountains, way off the main road. The place was pretty run down, but I'd seen worse. It had this creepy, overgrown garden and a couple of broken windows, but it was isolated, quiet. I figured I'd be in and out in less than an hour. So I start taking photos around the outside, but it's not long before I start getting this uncomfortable feeling, like I'm being watched. I told myself it was just my imagination, but then, as I'm snapping a photo of the front porch, I hear something move inside the cabin, like something heavy just shifted. At first, I thought it was an animal, maybe a raccoon or something. But then I heard it again, clear as day. It sounded like someone was dragging something across the floor. Now at this point, I'm debating whether to check it out or just leave, but I thought, there's no way anyone's in there. It's supposed to be abandoned. I mean, there was no sign of life, no car, no lights, nothing. So I start to brush it off, maybe chalk it up to an old house creaking. But then I heard it again, only this time it was louder, like it was coming toward the door. My stomach dropped. I stopped what I was doing and tried to look inside through one of the windows, but it was too dark to see anything. At this point, I'm freaked out but trying to stay calm. I figured I'd just grab a few more shots from a distance and get the heck out of there. I'm about to snap one last photo of the porch when I notice footprints in the dirt near the door. They weren't there when I first walked up. They were fresh, like someone had been pacing just outside the door. At this point, I'm freaked out but trying to stay calm. I figured I'd just grab a few more shots from a distance and get the heck out of there. I'm about to snap one last photo of the porch when I notice footprints in the dirt near the door. They weren't there when I first walked up. They were fresh, like someone had been pacing just outside the door. That was it. I was done. I started walking back to my car, but as soon as I turned my back on the cabin, I heard this loud banging on the door, like someone was pounding from the inside. I froze just for a second, but then I sprinted back to my car. I didn't even look back. I just threw my gear in the back and took off. On the drive back, I kept checking my rearview mirror, half expecting to see someone following me. By the time I got home, I was convincing myself I'd imagined the whole thing. But when I checked the photos on my camera, I noticed something I hadn't seen before. In one of the shots of the front porch, there was a figure in the window, almost like a shadowy outline. I don't know how I didn't notice it while I was there, but it was clearly someone. I ended up deleting the photo, and I haven't taken a gig like that since. I still have no idea what was going on in that cabin, and honestly, I don't want to know. All I know is that something or someone was in there with me that day.